Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning and discover that every piece of personal data in the world, yours, mine, everyone's, has become completely public. Your emails, text messages, bank statements, medical records, browsing history, location data, your secrets, your fears, your desires, everything, wide open for anyone to see. This isn't just a dystopian nightmare. It's a thought experiment that reveals why privacy matters more than we realize. Today, we're diving deep into this scenario. What would actually happen? And what does it tell us about the world we're building right now? Let's find out. Within the first hour, the world would descend into absolute chaos. Financial markets would collapse instantly. Why? Because every trading strategy, every corporate secret, every merger plan would be exposed. Traders would see each other's positions. Companies would discover their competitors' strategies. The stock market wouldn't just crash, it would freeze. Banks would shut down, not because of technical failures, but because everyone would know everyone else's account balances, PINs, and passwords. The rush to withdraw money would be unprecedented. But the financial chaos would be nothing compared to the human chaos. Relationships would implode in real time, affairs would be exposed, secret conversations revealed. That white lie you told your partner 5 years ago, now public. The job you said you loved but complained about to friends, your boss just read everything. Within 24 hours, we'd see a wave of breakups, divorces, broken friendships, and family ruptures unlike anything in human history. And then there's the physical danger. Domestic abuse victims whose hidden locations are now exposed. Whistleblowers whose identities are revealed. Activists in authoritarian countries. Witnesses in protection programs. For millions of people, this wouldn't just be embarrassing, it would be life-threatening. After the initial shock, society would face a complete identity crisis. Every embarrassing moment, every private thought you've shared, every photo you never wanted anyone to see, now public, we'd all become involuntary open books. Social media would become a war zone, but not in the way you think. People wouldn't be posting, they'd be explaining, defending, justifying. Everyone would simultaneously be trying to provide context for things that were never meant to be seen. That message was taken out of context. I didn't mean it that way. That was years ago. I've changed. The court of public opinion would run 24/7. But here's what's fascinating. We'd also discover that almost everyone has secrets. The person judging you harshly, their data is public too. That perfect inflow is not so perfect anymore. Your seemingly flawless colleague turns out they're just as messy as everyone else. This might actually create a strange form of radical equality. When everyone's dirty laundry is exposed, maybe we'd develop mass empathy, or maybe we'd just find new ways to judge each other. Trust as we know it would be redefined. You couldn't trust anyone to keep a secret because secrets literally couldn't exist. But you also couldn't trust institutions, governments, corporations, organizations because all their internal communications would be visible too. Now let's talk about power, because this is where things get really interesting. Every government's classified information would be public. Military strategies, intelligence operations, diplomatic cables, nuclear codes. Every corporation's trade secrets exposed. The Coca-Cola formula, tech companies' algorithms, pharmaceutical research, oil company climate data they've been hiding. On one level, this creates ultimate transparency. Corruption would be impossible to hide. We'd finally know which politicians are lying, which companies are exploiting workers, which organizations are causing harm. But on another level, it creates massive vulnerability. Enemies would know everything about each other. Cyber warfare would be trivial when you know every system's weaknesses. Traditional national security would collapse. Criminal networks would have a field day. They'd know who has money, where valuable items are kept, who's vulnerable to blackmail, who can be manipulated. But criminals would also be exposed. Every drug dealer's customer list, every corrupt official's bribe record, every trafficking network's operations. The balance of power wouldn't just shift, it would explode into 1,000 pieces. So how would humanity adapt? Because we would adapt. First, we'd see the death of password-based security. With all passwords public, we'd need to move entirely to biometric or physical security systems overnight. New social norms would emerge rapidly. We'd probably develop a collective understanding that everyone has done something embarrassing or questionable. A glass houses mentality where excessive judgment becomes socially unacceptable because everyone is equally exposed. Communication would transform. People would only meet in person for sensitive conversations. We'd develop new forms of coded language. Or maybe we'd just become radically honest because deception would be nearly impossible. The economy would rebuild, but differently. Companies would compete on execution rather than secrecy. Innovation would become about who can implement ideas best, not who can keep them secret longest. New technologies would explode in popularity, anything offering privacy or anonymity. Encrypted face-to-face meeting spaces, anti-surveillance tools. Privacy services would become the world's biggest industry overnight. This thought experiment reveals something crucial about our current world. We're actually moving toward this scenario just slowly. Every app we download collects data. Every website tracks us. Every smart device listens. Companies and governments are building massive databases of personal information. The difference is that right now, this data exists but isn't publicly accessible. It's held by corporations and governments who claim to protect it, but data breaches happen constantly. Major leaks expose millions regularly. We're living in a world where our data is collected as if privacy doesn't matter, but hidden just enough that we pretend it does. This reveals a fundamental truth. Privacy isn't just about hiding bad things, it's about autonomy, the ability to control your own narrative and decide what to share. Safety, protection from harassment, stalking, and exploitation. Freedom, the space to explore ideas, make mistakes, and grow without permanent public record. Dignity, the right to keep certain things intimate and personal. Power, because information is power, and privacy protects us from those who would use our information against us. In our scenario, we'd lose all of this instantly. In reality, we're losing it gradually, which is somehow worse because we barely notice. So what if all personal data became public tomorrow? Society wouldn't end, but it would transform completely. Some changes might even be positive. Radical transparency could eliminate certain forms of corruption and create unexpected empathy, but the cost would be enormous. Safety, dignity, autonomy, and freedom would be severely compromised. The real question isn't what if this happened, but rather how do we prevent this from gradually happening? Because every time we accept another terms of service without reading it, every time we trade privacy for convenience, every time we allow more surveillance for security, we take one step closer to this reality. Privacy isn't about having something to hide. It's about having something to protect, your humanity, your autonomy, your right to be imperfect in private. The choice isn't between total privacy and total exposure. It's about where we draw the line and whether we'll draw it consciously, or wake up one day and realize it's already been erased. What do you think? Would you survive in a world without privacy? Let me know in the comments.